We're going to try this again. Let's see if the dogs can stay quiet. I feel like I've been in my kitchen all day long. I did my live this morning making fudge, doing a little business coaching, life coaching. So here tonight I am frying up some chicken for some chicken fettuccine. And I'm going to make a little bechamel sauce and then add my other stuff with it. But I believe, let me say it like this, I think better when I'm doing something and I'm trying to get a lesson put together. I'm Kitryn Marie. I reside in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm an artist, writer, speaker, life and business coach, published author, blah, 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 you know. I mentor creative-minded women who want to start their side hustles. I teach group painting classes. I teach how to put a vision board together, and based on life coaching. I teach how to write a book, the who, the what, the where, the when, the how. And something that dawned on me as I was going through my day today. This morning, a lot of my live was based on, if you do not take the chance, if you do not veer out of what you do, nothing is going to happen by osmosis. If you do not look at the job that you are doing, and if you are not paying attention to how that job is affecting you mentally, emotionally, physically, the bigger question is, if you do not do the job that you are doing, I should have got a glass of wine while I was, maybe I will. Maybe I'll get a glass of wine. Take you along with me and get a glass of wine. But, we can turn this down. Because I jump all over the place. Let's get some wine. I think I need some wine. I really wanted a margarita today. What do I have here? Let's get one of my favorite mason jars, and let's get some ice. And now the dogs will all come, around the corner because they love ice cubes, and let's hope they don't knock that over. Let's do it like that. Get you positioned there. But if you are not doing your job, and you are thinking about veering out of what you do, don't look into my freezer. I have to break down and get ice cubes. There they all are. I knew they'd come out. Hang on. Do not knock anything over. Chicken smells so good. Hang on. Hold on. My dogs love ice cubes. We call them popsicles. Okay, here. Easy. Ooh, that's a big one. Here, Lily. Bougie. I have Sugar in her crate because she won't behave. You want an ice cube? No? Sorry. Here. There we go. Here. Okay. I'm ready to go lay down. Alright, let's go back over this way. Move, Lily. If you are not able to do your job and you veer out of what you are doing currently now, does that change your identity? Think about that. They didn't have my regular brand that I normally like, so this will do. And I actually need some more ice cubes because that's not enough ice cubes. I like my wine so watered down, it's crazy. It's like, why do I even bother to drink a glass of wine? Hang on. Hold on. No, you guys are done. I damn near have a snow cone. But if you are not able to do your job, and you are veering out of the job that you do, does that change your identity? And because you are so attached to that job description that you do, it messes with the psyche in your brain. It's good stuff. It's not like my other boxed wine that I like, but this will do fine. Needs to be colder. But how does the thought of you changing jobs, changing positions, doing a different description, how does that mess with your identity? And what does that do to your psyche? In the last, couple weeks, the kid, my youngest, 2 of his friends are EMSs, ambulance, paramedics. That's what I'm trying to say. The one is having, not severe, but having some real issues with the job that he's doing and all the things that he has seen. His identity is wrapped up in his position, but in that position there has been trauma, drama, chaos, sickness, tragedy. His other friend, who is also a paramedic, EMS, is really focusing on going to a whole other level with that. Now, I don't know what goes beyond being a paramedic other than a nurse, a doctor. Okay, I'm going to take the chicken out, and then we're going to make the bechamel sauce. But my question to you, whatever your job is, if there is an element of danger to your position, let's just say your training, when you were learning to do a job, you knew that there was a risk involved with doing that job. Do you believe that if you do not have that element of danger in the position that you are holding, you no longer not only have an identity to what you've been attached to, but you feel you are not worthy of valor? Does that make sense? Does that make sense? You will not leave the position that you were in because there is an element of danger that you have been trained for, that in order to allow yourself to feel worthy within your position, you must put yourself in harm's way to do the job, because there is identity, valor, worthiness, and in order for you to feel a successful human, you need to continue to hold that title. That's a mouthful. I've been thinking about that all day. What do you think of that? Some chicken thighs. Now we're going to make the bechamel. If someone is suggesting to you, now mind you, I mentor women who are just really trying to get out of 9 to 5. But what I am finding is a lot of the people that are following and subscribing are 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds, mostly, not a lot of women, but really mostly men, for whatever crazy reason. Let's bring you closer. But you have told yourself in your brain that if you do not have this element of danger, then you can't be happy with yourself. Therefore, whatever position that you take after the position you were holding now, it will not matter because you will not feel sufficed because you have been trained to suffer and endure anything at a cost. Is that you? If I had olive oil, I'd use olive oil, but I'm out of olive oil. Add a little more oil to this. We're going to add some flour to it. And if somebody is suggesting to you, you could do A, B, C, or D in order to allow you to be happier or healthier in your position, do you take it as an attack? Sorry, the dog was laying there. Do you take it as a personal attack because you are thinking, why can't this person accept me for who I am and what I do, and why are they trying to change me? Is that what you think? Is that where your mind goes? And if you say, but this is what I've done all my life. This is who I am. This is how I've always been. This is how I have been trained. And somebody is saying, but I see your talent, I see your gift, I see what you were capable of. Why can you not take all that talent, all that gift, and go elsewhere where it will, in the long run, align with who you are and what you have been trained to do, minus the danger? Can you answer me that? Can you answer me that? If you do not have that element of danger in your position, does that make you feel less than? And if you look at your position, knowing you are in that title, is it ego? Is it narcissism? Is it self-importance? Nobody else can do my job. I'm the only one that can do my job. Therefore, I'm not leaving. Think about that. I gotta grab the flour. Hold on. Watch the chicken. Or watch the oil. Is that you? Nobody can do my job, therefore I can't leave. That miserable comfort zone that you have put yourself in because you have decided in order for you to feel valor and worthy, there must be an element of danger. It's almost like, I'm a psychologist. Like, I studied psychology and I pick people's brains apart. Try to understand the who, the why in all of our stories. Because sometimes I will just look straight through people and just be like, who are you and why? Then trying to understand who made them like that. When you are constantly trying to prove yourself to somebody, when you feel like you have to meet somebody else's standard, especially when you're growing up, men, trying to prove yourself to your father, and in order for them to pay attention to who you are and what your need is, you do some ridiculous things in order to get the attention that you need from your father. Is that you? Is that you? We're going to need some more flour here. This isn't enough. I probably put way too much oil in here. And I try to use all my fats up in the morning. It was about 2 good handfuls. We're making a good brew. It smells delicious. This would be great on a chicken fried steak. Did I mention I'm looking for a black stone? I think when I'm at Bass Pro this week, I'm just going to look. So this morning when I was talking about things not happening by osmosis and making that little step and that effort towards change, you need to stop and think about what your identity says about yourself. Because people only know you how they think they know you. And when you try to lean out of something, cognitive dissonance sets in. Did I say that correctly? And people only want to see you for how they think they know you. Here's an example. My whole life, been in food and beverage, 32 years, trying to get out of it, no secret. People only know me for being a bartender, a server, hostess, banquet, whatever, another. It was hard for people to take me seriously when they learned I had studied psychology and life coaching. I was called a glorified bartender by a certain clown. I was told by somebody else, you're embarrassing yourself. This isn't who you are. Because people cannot understand a new identity. And if you are not comfortable with the new identity, then you have to ask yourself, why are you not comfortable with the new identity? What is it about the identity that you are holding that you feel is so important that you can't change? And change happens to all of us, whether we want to admit it or not. Let me see. Let's do it like that. Pray I don't burn it. I need to turn it down now. It's the identity that you hold. And it's the level of how you feel about yourself. That self-imposed interest. That if you do not do this job, then therefore you are not important. And when somebody is suggesting to you that you could do this, that, or the other, you are questioning, well, what's wrong with what I do or who I am and how I do things? But there's always a much bigger issue behind all that. So we can take a fireman as an example. I used my kid's friend. Okay, we're going to put some cheese in this. And I have Urzi's good cheese in the cheap bottle. We're just going to take a bunch of this. Put that in there. I'm going to take some of this pepper jack. For being a fireman, you know, they work, 4 days on, 4 days off. They have schedules A, B, C, whatever. Usually they do construction on the side or some other side job because they need to get away from that trauma and drama. They have achy bones and bad knees and bad hips. Especially those that have gone up in rank. They have this self-serving importance to them with a crew below them where they have established an ego. And you don't see usually anybody who becomes a fire chief, a fire captain, go back down in ranks. Oh, that just looks yummy. Now we can add the rest of our Alfredo stuff. And then I'll boil water for my noodles. But if you look at your job and what you do, what is the rank of what you do? Are you the foreman? Are you the supervisor? Are you the manager? Are you the babysitter on your job site? And if you had your druthers to take all of your skill, knowing what you know how to do, if you are to lessen the danger involved, so good. All these. Hatchet. Dog will get it. But if you take your job and lessen the rank, doing another field position, does that take away your valor and the importance of who you think you are? Oh, that just looks lovely. We can turn that off. One bite. Bite. It's hot. Blow on it. Woo! Dogs, move. Got the dogs under my feet. But I want you to think about that, because this morning, when I was talking about things not happening by osmosis and having a need to want to change something, but you don't know how to change, basically it's because of what you have attached to your identity. And I know I'm repeating myself, but there's been a couple things that have been brought to my attention this afternoon on why people will not veer out of what they do. Again, it goes to ego, narcissism, self-importance. They feel nobody else can do their job. Nobody else can do their job as good as they can do it. There's an element of danger to it, and if they do not have that element of danger and risk, they are not worthy of holding any title. I so want to call out people on this. I do. Because that's exactly what it is. That is mostly why some men won't veer away from the job that they are doing. It is ingrained and embedded in their DNA and psyche. It's been tattooed on the inside of their eyelid. Prove yourself to be worthy, even if it means you are putting yourself at risk to do a job that is in the long run hurting you. And the person that you are attached to is wondering, why do you put yourself in this kind of position? Why are you doing this to yourself? If you know it is destroying you mentally and it has physically affected your health, your body strength, your agility, because, getting older isn't easy no matter which way you look at it. But is that what it is? Is it because you look at your valor? You look at, if I am not suffering, if I am not putting myself at risk, I am not worthy, and I have not met a standard for somebody approving of who I am. If you would like to learn more, send me an email at kitrynmarie@gmail.com. Like I said, normally I mentor creative-minded women who just want to lean out of 9 to 5. But I might start opening this all up to men who are looking to get into a different career, a different job force, understanding a little bit why they act the way they do and what their own self-worth means to them through their identity. But I am Kitryn Marie. I'm an artist, writer, speaker, life and a business coach. Teach a variety of art and communication classes. Published author when he had her available on Amazon. Making some chicken fettuccine. Just wanted to pop on here and have this little conversation between you and me, of course. I understand identity. I understand worthiness. I understand valor. I understand self-importance. I understand what it means to be looking and accepted from that approval. But y'all take care. Remember, fate turns on a dime. It is up to you to decide what side of that coin you want to be on. Y'all take care. See you soon.